Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick genre video, a brief selection of electronic records that I pulled out of my collection, including some synth pop and ambient, and a 160s record I thought was interesting. So yeah, let's get started really quick. First one I pulled out is a synth pop record from 1984, Mon 2 by a band called Blancmange. This was released on Sire in '84. Kind of this singer kind of channels Ian Curtis's baritone voice, sort of, but it's very good. Most notably for the track Blind Vision. That's the one that made me want to buy that, and it was really cheap too. It was like $3, I believe. So it's a really cool record. So check it out. They only have a few records, I believe, too. I think that was their second. Next, here's an ambient record with David Sylvan and Holger Tsukai from Cannes. This is called Plight and Premonition. So side A is Plight and side B is Premonition. This is 2 long ambient tracks with a lot of tape samples and radio loops and things like that. So I like good background music for studying or whatever, just to listen to. It's really good. Released in 1988. Also features Jockey Lubezeit from Cannes as well on this too, so really interesting. And David Sylvan, of course, was into singing in Japan and has his great solo career, which I really love. So next, synth pop again. It's Yaz, Upstairs at Eric's. Yaz or Yazoo, wherever country if you're from, Europe, this will probably be called Yazoo, but in the American releases it's Yaz. This is a pretty big album, I guess, for Don't Go, In My Room, and Only You. Pretty big singles, I think. Alison Moyet on vocals, and then Vince Clarke doing the music. Vince Clarke, of course, from the original, he was the original songwriter in Depeche Mode, and then he was in the Assembly, a brief project, and then he was probably most notably known for being in Erasure since then. So, and they have 2 records, and here's their second one, called You and Me Both, on Sire as well. Not as popular, but Nobody's Diary, I think, was a hit single. This is actually on Mute Records and Sire, same with the other one. So Mute is a great electronic label, started in the 70s, if you don't know. So yeah, this is their second and only other album they have. Here's a one from the 60s. This is called Exotic Moog by Martin Denny. He's an exotic composer. Very experimented a lot with the Moog synthesizer. So yeah, this has like Catch Your Fate to the Wind, Quiet Village, Enchanted Sea, Midnight Cowboy, Taste of Honey, just a bunch of standards, sort of, but in this kind of electronic, loungy vein. It's really interesting. And let's see. Did I drop one? No. Okay. This one I've shown already. I showed it in a recent Vinyl Finds, one of my very first ones, and then I showed it in an indie video I did. I should have saved it for this video because it's more electronic, but it's Camino del Sol by Antenna, once again. It's just one of my favorite things they have, so I've talked about this a lot though, so just check this out. It's a great record. Okay, here's another ambient record. Brian Eno's Music for Airports. A 4-track album featuring Robert Wyatt on piano. It's just like Brian Eno went to an airport in Cologne and hated the music that was playing and hated the whole atmosphere because it was such a beautiful airport and the music just didn't fit anything, and so he went back and created this album designed to listen to in airports. Kind of make you feel like you're weightless in a way. And there's a great kind of mini documentary about his thoughts of creating this album on YouTube, so check that out. But I mean, this is like the ambient that album that put him on the map, pretty much, I think. This was in '78, and I know he did some ambient stuff before this, like discrete music. Another Green World had some ambient qualities to it, but this is just pure instrumental piano synthesizer, and it's kind of like weird, kind of overdub, kind of choral voices, I think. Yeah, it's probably the best way to describe it. And interesting in the back is like, song titles. It's like, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Those like good song titles, like based on the size of the album, but the kind of inscriptions of like the way the music kind of sounds to him, I think, the way he reads it. Very interesting. So I would definitely check this out if you don't have it. And lastly, for now, I only pulled out a few. Here's one of my favorites by a hugely popular artist in so many ways, but also a vastly underrated artist in so many ways. Because nobody knows this record. People who listen to him are mainly into his rock stuff and have no idea that he did this album. So it's Low by David Bowie. Amazing record. It's ambient and it's krautrock influence. It's electronic. But yeah, like I said, nobody knows this record, which they should. This has Brian Eno on it. Iggy Pop is on this a little bit. This was when Carlos Alomar was a guitar player, which, not a famous Bowie guitarist for sure. And produced by Tony Visconti, like always, but this is just a crazy record. Pretty much the whole first side is just kind of experimental art pop songs, and then the last track on side one, called A New Career in a New Town, is like an electronica track. It's really crazy, which goes into side 2, which is all this dark kind of post World War II feeling music. This is part of his Berlin trilogy, which are albums made around the Berlin area. So with Brian Eno, so they're very ambient and experimental and electronic, as well as kind of moody and kind of really dark, because the sound emulates the feelings of the people post-war. So I guess this album was recorded in a studio overlooking the Berlin Wall, I believe. So definitely there's some feelings. You can definitely feel the kind of tension in this record. Especially on the track Warsaw. It's probably the best track, I think, on here to really get the sense of this album. So beautiful album cover too. So I would definitely check this one out. But that's all for now. Just want to do a quick video. Don't want this to be too long. Have a lot of others I can show, of course, but don't want to for now. But sorry, but these are just some ones I wanted to pull out randomly. So hope you guys enjoyed, and please leave comments and subscribe. Thanks everyone. See you later.